Good afternoon, my friends. Thank you for joining. If you're here on the replay, I'd love for you to send me any of your questions on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm CreativLEI there as well. Good afternoon. Hi. I'm going to stick you in the tripod. Sorry for my fingers in the way. Because I'm so far behind. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm doing and I need my two hands to do it. So thank you for all of you that are coming in. Hi, Wendy, Debbie. I know I've been getting a lot of messages wondering where I was last night, and I'm so sorry that I was not with you girls. I know you were waiting for a lesson and you're waiting for a new post for today. I'm actually in the middle of finishing up the writing for that. Please don't be worried about me, but I do so appreciate your concern. Hi, Brooke. Thank you. It does take a bit to re-enter, and I think that God has an interesting sense of humor in these things. But it's been interesting. Of course, any of you who have seen my post today on Facebook, I was kind of away from home last night. I was ministering to a friend who has a baby in the NICU right now, and that was first and foremost the most important place for me to be last night. But I do have your lettering stuff. I'm working on that now. It seemed like it was split. I know. I'm catching up. I do promise that we will have all 31 days up of this series. It will be up and available for you guys. We're just going through it kind of a little bit slower than I would have planned, but that's been the benefit of you guys, your patience with walking me through this series and making sure that we're covering all that we need to cover, even if it does take us a little bit longer. I'm committed to this, and I know that you guys are too, so I'm trying to honor both of our times that way. So yeah, I've been kind of playing with my pages and getting all those things finished with the editing today so that gets up to you. And pre-writing some of the other ones for this series, since it does look like the next few weeks are going to be a little crazy here. Oh, thank you, Annette. I don't think my children think that I have an angelic voice. And it's actually still a little hoarse from the 2 to 1 conference this past weekend. I'm still kind of catching up on getting hydrated and well fed and things like that. Thank you. It's actually fading quite a bit sooner than it normally does because I did have to scrub into the NICU last night. So my friend was apologetic and I said, no, this just gives me another opportunity to update it. Yeah, there was so much talking, Wendy. I didn't expect all of that. And it's so funny, and I think that that's why people think I'm extroverted, because I am a talker. But I was with my girls. I was with my people. Those of you that just saw Tina, Zoo Cutie Prince testimony of the weekend, she captured it amazingly. She really, really did. I've known for 4 years now how amazing the 2 to 1 network is, but I was just telling my husband this morning, I've always loved attending, and I've always felt a strong connection to the women that I've met there. But this year, there was something different. There was so much realness that it was very, very encouraging. So there was that. And yeah, I think we're all still kind of riding off the fumes of the weekend, and it definitely is going to take a little time to fully re-enter enter life. So we're working on that, and I don't know, I just wanted to touch base with you guys. Debbie says it's okay, you don't want the series to end. You're doing this and studying Revelations. Whew. That is a lot put together. I know. I have been asking you guys to brainstorm with me how we'll stay together in the coming months, because of course the 31-day series will end, but that doesn't mean that our time together does. We will certainly not be doing every day during the next couple months because we're entering the holiday season, and I know it gets really, really hectic around here, so I can only assume that it gets kind of crazy for everybody else too. But I want to touch base because I know that you guys, now that you're picking up some lettering skills, you've got Christmas cards or holiday cards that are going out, and let's maybe do a little mini series in November for mail art. That way you get your holiday cards will be like a little gift this year. I think that would be fun. And everybody likes getting pretty mail. where do I get my kerchiefs? Actually, this one is a silk scarf that belonged to my grandmother. And so I'm kind of wearing it for her today. I have a bunch of different ones that I have gotten that really are headbands that I got from Pick Your Plum. And I keep my eyes open. And then there's a bunch that I've gotten at Walmart too. Those are the stretchy knit kind. And they're just like a big long tube of knit fabric. And so they're really helpful for keeping the curly hair under control when it doesn't want to be in control. Heather, yeah, I so appreciated connecting with you too. Like, I love hearing the testimonies of those of you that are doing the lettering alongside your children, or you're losing that fear of doing your writing for others to see. And I love that you guys have kind of dropped the fear of putting your things up on Instagram, because it's such a blessing to see your work. It really, really is. And I know that your friends are enjoying seeing it too. And it blesses me to see you guys working so hard. And that's what keeps me so motivated to keep coming in and checking back with you guys. Because I want you to know that I do see it. You're not doing it for nothing. I'm totally seeing what you guys are putting out there. And I recognize your hard work. And some of you guys have come a long way in just a really short time. I know when we first started with just personal handwriting, some of you were like, oh, it's chicken scratch. And I'm seeing what you're doing, and you're really having fun with it too. And that was the other big part, was to see you kind of moving away from wanting me to do every sample to now I'm watching and you guys are putting some flair on it. You're carrying the lessons from the beginning of the month into what we're doing now. And that's been really fun for me to watch, and watch your personality come out in your letters, because that was what my goal was. And I know you guys thought I was crazy in the beginning, but it seems like you're embracing it, and you're embracing the things that you do, which has been so much fun for me as the sharer of this. So that's kind of cool, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. Mail art, henna, knitting. You're going to keep me busy with tutorials? I know, like, we'll have to get, especially over the winter. Over the winter, I'm definitely going to be knitting and spinning on here. Full lessons are online. What it is through this series, I've been doing a post sort of each day. Those who have been with me from the beginning understand the humor behind that. And I've loved having all you cake decorators on here too. That's been really neat for me. I'm glad that this kind of crosses the different disciplines of art. And it's funny that you mentioned henna, because the woman whom I follow and learn so much from for the henna, Mendika Joey Henna on Instagram, like, I keep trying to tell her, and I don't know if she really understands that even though I'm not technically, I'm not a henna artist. I'm an artist who absolutely loves henna, but I pick up so many things from her and I carry it into my art. And so that's why I've really enjoyed connecting with the cake decorators on here each night too, because I know that we learn from each other as artists and creators, and it's not about copying each other, but it's about using what we learn to build what we do further. And that was like one of the big themes at 2-to-1 conference this year too, is that, you learn from those that are doing something a little bit different, and you do it not to copy, because that's the big thing. We want to honor each other's originality, but we want to use it. We want to use it to grow in our own disciplines, which has been really, really fun. So I thank you guys for being here. I know some of our scopes have gone so much longer than I expect. Before this month, I used to try and limit my scopes to about 15, 20 minutes because, not being on Wi-Fi, it's a data eater and the batteries are always tanking. But some of these have gone really long, but it's been fun. It's really been fun connecting with you guys through this month. I appreciate your patience, and that, when I haven't been on in a little while, I love getting messages from you guys. It's fun to open up my email or to see the notifications on Facebook and Instagram, and, just checking to see where we are and how we're doing. And, I will say that our family is doing well. We really are. This month is typically a hard month for us. But this year it's been really good, even considering now that we're walking through another NICU journey with friends of ours. God has been good to us, and through this all, we do see His hand. It's not easy. I won't even paint a pretty picture on it. There's a lot that I don't like about this month, but I do see God's goodness, and I hope that you see the truth behind that, and just there's hope. That's the one thing. Like, we might be scared, we might have some doubts. We trust that God is bigger than all that fear and all those doubts, because we know that those things, when we feel condemned by those things, we know that that's not God. That is the enemy. But that He doesn't make us ignore those fears. He just wants to fulfill them. Debbie, yes. 17 weeks. It's just so hard. Loss impacts us all, whether we've experienced it firsthand or we've walked through it with a friend. I know many lives are altered by loss. And so having so many people here walk through this with us has really, really been a blessing. On your brother's birthday, delivered him the next day, and have pictures. And it's, those pictures are what we cling to. I have pictures of my daughter, and I love seeing her face. It's hard, but it's beautiful at the same time. And so it's been a bittersweet blessing to share and encourage with my friend, while the baby is on machines and things like that, to take the pictures anyway, because it's still part of his story. And, it's regardless of what it looks like a month from now, having those memories and having the photographs are so important for whatever turns the journey takes. So I think we'll probably wrap up here so I can finish writing the post for you guys. Of course, today's lesson was missing. It is missing until I get this finished. We're mixing a calligraphy pen and a fine pen. And the nurses, the doctors, they celebrate his life. Yeah. The nurses are awesome, and that's yesterday. I was thanking them and praying with them as well. Stood and prayed over your grandbaby, impacted the nurses. Yeah, we have some of the strongest connections that we made over the month that my daughter was in the PICU was with the medical staff, and I do have a true love for anyone that works in those really hard sections of the hospital, because I know that they have to put on a certain brave face, but I know that they take that home in their hearts, and I certainly recognize that it is a difficult job to have. So I'm going to get off here so I can finish up putting your lesson, so that hopefully you'll get an email before we get together tonight. I believe I'll be on tonight. I don't know what time it will be unless I do make another trip to the hospital, and I know you guys will understand that. But if that so happens, then I will do a demonstration at some other time during the day to get that video plugged into the post, because I know that seeing the demonstrations has been really, really helpful for a lot of you guys, both the lefties and the righties. So it's important for me to get those videos done too, so that I can answer your questions. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your encouragement. God has me with good priorities, so I'm just making sure that, learning the lessons that I did at 2 to 1 this year, we've got to juggle a lot of balls. And I know one of the big quotes that everyone pulled away was from Colleen Kessler, who didn't speak, but this was one that was Cheryl Pitt, the founder of 2 to 1, had shared. Each day you have to choose which ball you're going to let drop. And I kind of took that and I tweaked it a little bit, is that it's not just about learning which ball to drop, but trying to find first if there's a ball you can pass to someone. Because I think as women, we do try to do it all. We've been told lies that we should be able to do it all, and the truth is that we can't. And rather than letting a ball drop, because there's oftentimes the things that we're juggling are all important. And so instead of just letting one drop, finding that person you can trust to pass that ball to. So I'm trying to coordinate some things locally, so that I can help out my friend and minister to them in this time of trial. So I appreciate your patience and your encouragement. I have, my pages are done. It's just a matter of getting them up for you guys. So I'm working on that today, and I've got a little bit of art to do for a friend who opens a shop this week. So I may be on later with some painting. We shall see. We'll see what the day takes. I will talk to you guys all later. Thanks for sticking with me. Bye-bye.